I promise I won't ask a lot. I'll just ask one big one.
Yes.
Essentially, you just discussed one of the. You kind of touched on a big fear. Now, I could like to ask you all the questions about the story and plot and blah blah blah, but of course you can't answer that. My fear is now. I want you to look in your mind, Godzilla, the American version of Godzilla. Everyone was all excited and hyped to go and see that film, and every single storyline that occurred in that movie in regards to the humans sucked, taking away from the monster, taking away from what was going on, and totally ruining that character as far as I was concerned. That is my huge fear with the live-action Transformers, because there's a big hype right now about all the individual actors who are being approached to play the human characters, such as Michael Clark Duncan and stuff like that. Great actors, fine, but my problem is the focus might be too much on the humans and not enough on the Transformers. Totally wrecking the movie. That's my fear.
By the way, if everyone could just give their first name so I know that I'm talking.
My name is Ian.
Ian, nice to meet you. It's my fear too. Any movie like this runs a risk factor. It's a fantasy movie, and any movie like this runs a risk of being too much on one side, too much on the other side. I couldn't agree more with you about Godzilla. It was a movie I was very much looking forward to. It's a movie that historically now is looked at as not very good, although I'm sure the studio at the time was loving the fact that they were cleaning up at the box office with the damn thing. I think if we make a movie like Godzilla, there's been no Godzilla 2 or Godzilla 3, and I want to, I get paid. I want to make Transformers 2, Transformers 3, Transformers 4. I think ultimately, if the robots, and I think my partner Tom DeSanto would agree, if the robots are not characters, if you don't feel like that's the Bumblebee you remember, and that's Optimus, the hero that you grew up with, and if we I gotta watch myself because there's kids here, but I tend to curse a lot. But if we mess it up, if we screw up the basic thing, which I'm a lot less worried about whether or not. I've read 10 drafts of the script. I know what the story is. I know the story's epic enough and exciting enough and fun enough that we'll get a really, really big box office return. What I've been doing with my message board, what I've been doing by coming here, is try to appeal to this fan base, because and find out from the fan base where we might be going wrong.
And that's all I've been thinking of, is that fear in my head.
No,
that's where Hollywood's going to go. Is like
it's my fear too, Ian, because it's about, at the end of the day, we're not setting out to do, because there's just no way. I mean, it would either end up being all CG animation, or it would end up being $900 million.
I mean, you're going to be making your money off of people like me who are going to go back there 10, 15, 20, 30, 75 times.
Exactly.
So if I think it sucks on the first time,
Ian,
I ain't going back.
No, Ian, I totally agree. Which is why I'm much less concerned. I've read the script. I'm much less concerned about how the humans work. They work pretty well. It's really about making sure each of the Decepticons and the Autobots are characters, are a discernible individual thing, which is why I'm glad I'm working with Tom, because one of the things he helped the director do on the first X-Men movie was there's all these different characters, and each of them have to be characters. And sure, it's Wolverine's movie, and sure, Professor X and Magneto excel, but it's about each character. And it's a very expensive movie to do. It won't be like Superman levels, but it's going to be a very expensive movie, and it's about making sure that the design and the CG. And my big battle, because the one consensus I had from doing the boards so far now for 2 years, is that fans don't agree on anything except one thing, which is they want Cullen and Welker back.
Yes.
Yes. And
Here.
And it's been a battle to convince my fellow producers, and I think they all have. It was a battle to convince DreamWorks, and I didn't know if I was getting anywhere with Michael until he did the thing on Monday in Ain't Cool News. When I was up here, I didn't know that was even coming out. I don't think anyone knew. And there he is saying, we're going to audition them, which I think, how do you audition them? I think that's his code for, I'm coming around to the idea.